meditate on this. The subconscious mind is like a black hole. It's a vacuum. It pulls in everything that crosses its path. The portals or gateways to the subconscious mind exist on the human body, in the human body. Some of them are called ears, some of them are called eyes. And you can receive certain signals and things and messages, etc., through these senses, through these tools for senses, sight, hearing, etc. But no matter what you do, no matter what you put in front of your ears, no matter what you put in front of your eyes, just understand that the subconscious mind is going to receive that and it's going to be embedded within you in perpetuity. It's going to be with you forever. And the people in power know this. The ruling class know this, and they do a damn good job of putting things in there that are not going to lead to quality of thought. It's important that you take control of this and try to embed things with high quality of thought into your subconscious mind, so that when they come back to the surface, when they come back, they pop out on the other side, they're fruitful. The things that are good for you, things that lead to quality of thought. So try to embed good things in your subconscious mind. Now that we know we have to program the subconscious mind, do that consciously, the next question becomes, with what? I believe we need to start with music. Music is very natural. Everybody loves music. They're even treating dementia with music, because music can take you to the past, bring you to memories, the vibe. Everything is just seems to come into focus clearly. It's easily visualized when you put music and have a soundtrack to your life. And so what type of music do we listen to? You know, it's part of our daily ritual. It's part of our daily dealings and programming the subconscious mind. The type of music we listen to is very important. And think about quality of thought. Is your music going to nurture the idea of quality of thought? Or is it ratchet? Is it supremely ghetto? Is it trash? Or is it breathing life into you? Right? It's the difference between listening to, you know, something that's promoting death as to something that's promoting life. Looking at some of the neurological effects that happen when you listen to certain types of music, nourishing the brain with that type of music. The TV shows you watch, the movies you watch. What type of shows do you watch, and how are you inspired by them? What are the images that are being implanted in your subconscious mind from the movies and TV and the media that you watch, from the things you watch on YouTube, etc., etc. If you look at one of those controversial stories about TikTok, I said that Chinese people, or the Chinese Communist Party, whatever, has a different algorithm than the one for the Western nations. The one in the Western nations, the kids are watching videos that go viral, doing pranks and all types of silly stuff. And China's algorithm is showing kids completing puzzles and doing math. These are the things they're promoting because they understand the programming of the subconscious mind is very important for the future of your people and where they're going. So with that same concept in mind, you know, what type of media are you always being influenced by? What type of media do you constantly force yourself to be influenced by? You know, what if we saw images of love all the time instead of images of destruction, war, etc., etc.?
What type of media is Hotep Jesus influenced by?
I like the old stuff. I like the classics. Mostly written work, literature. That's the type of stuff I listen to. I listen to a lot of lectures. You know, one of my favorite lecturers is John Henrik Clarke, Dr. Kaba Kamene. Those are like two of my faves. I like listening to scholarly work, scholarly teachers. I go to bed to to chess videos, but I also need some gangster in my life. You know, I'm not perfect, but I need some, you know, I need some cartel gang member, you know, type programming. This is, you know, that's the stuff I happen to like. You know, I like violent movies. I like heists. I like heist movies, like The Italian Job and Ocean's 11 and, you know, those types of things. I like military movies. Like, I thought the new Top Gun was amazing. But I also try to be conscious of what I'm seeing, and so, you know, what's clear is we're gonna come across some content that is not going to nurture quality or high quality of thought. So what we have to do is we have to wrap this stuff with labels. So what you can do is when an image appears before your subconscious mind, what we can do is we can frame it. So when it gets embedded and it gets stored within your mental hard drive, it's filed in a folder, you know, marked bad, marked good, marked to question, marked, you know, you can label these things. So sometimes when things come into our subconscious mind, we don't frame it, we don't put a label on it. I think we have to say, okay, if I'm watching a movie and they're murdering people, let's say for instance, as we're watching this, we got to label that bad. This is bad. This is no bueno, right? And even some labels that your personal opinion might weigh in on and how you manage this stuff logically. So even though everything's going to be received by your subconscious mind, and some things you may enjoy, some pieces of content you may enjoy, it's very important to frame that stuff and label that stuff. So when it gets into your subconscious mind, your subconscious mind knows, okay, this is this and this is that. So it knows clear difference. It's not just sitting there to be sprouted later on in the wrong manner or intent. What is your receptivity? Are you receiving the signals, or are you only transmitting them? You have to tune your inner radio to receive messages, not only send them. Sometimes we get caught up with our conscious mind. Our conscious mind is constantly sending signals out to the universe, to God, to friends, family, etc., etc. But sometimes you have to reset yourself and come back to zero and just say, I'm not intending to send any messages, I'm intending to receive them. I call it no mind. I've spoken about this in the past. I want to open up the mind, enter a state of receptivity, to receive the signals, to be imbued by God. Messages, prescient visualizations, to be omniscient. All these things are made possible by entering a receptive state, by dismissing the world and all of its physicalness, dismissing the world and all of its 3D-ness, dismissing the matrix, forgetting you are of this physical dimension. Dismissing all of that, obviously easier said than done, but moving away from all of these things, dismissing them from their mind. And the easiest way to do that is to actually distract yourself. You have to distract yourself with the senses. It's much easier to enter a state of receptivity when you're out here and you have the breeze blowing against your skin. That's easy to meditate on. When you have the waves you can look at, the seagulls passing over your head, the sun and the way the sun shimmers off the surface of the water, the clouds, the people, all these things, if you allow them to, will open you up to receptivity. They make you receptive. In order to turn off your brain, you got to turn on your 5 senses. Or when I say brain, I mean that conscious mind sending signals and trying to enter a state of receiving the signals. For example, you can't eat and think at the same time. You're either tasting your food or you're thinking. You can't do both at the same time. You can do intervals. You can think and then taste, think and then taste. But while you're tasting your food, the only thing you're thinking about is, this food tastes good. You only think about the food. So sometimes I like to hijack my subconscious when I don't have an environment like this. or hijack the conscious mind with a teaspoon of honey, a tablespoon of honey. That taste completely absorbs your conscious mind and focuses it in because that taste is just so full. So that's another way to hijack the conscious mind and put yourself in a place of receptivity. But the lesson here is remembering that in order to enter receptivity, sometimes you have to distract yourself, but distract yourself with those natural things that exist all around us. Enter a state of receptivity.
Yeah, I can try to get that handled for you. Again, it's only my second day, so if you can give me a second. How I'm supposed to do this? How the hell are we supposed to do this by 5 o'clock?
I have no clue.
Is that possible? Hey, do you have the password to... How'd you finish all your work already?
He's not tapped in. How'd you get that done so quick?
They think they're gonna be able to budget that?
It's money. That's money right there, you understand?
You guys finished your work 6 hours early?
He's not tapped in.
Brittany Renner out here wilding with Charleston White. It's a grifty Tuesday, man. I'll be right back.
2, 1, boom. Hotep Jesus.
Of all the Jesuses I know, he's the Hotepiest. Social scientist and YouTube host, Hotep Jesus.
How the fuck do you get a name like Hotep Jesus?
The one and only Hotep Jesus.
Ryan Sharp, better known to the world as Hotep Jesus.
Hotep Jesus. Hotep Jesus. Hotep Jesus.
Hotep, you're a genius. HotepJesus.com.
Somebody said, "What do you think you are? Some kind of Hotep Jesus?"
Ooh,
and
that's
I was
good.
Just like, ooh, that's sexy. Yes, I do think I'm Hotep Jesus.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Grift Report. I'm your host, Hotep Jesus, the Griff God. Before I forget, this contains adult humor and was created strictly for comedic and artistic purposes. No offense is intended toward any products, individuals featured in this video. Now that we got that out the way, it's a grifty Tuesday. The grifters are wild and the grifters are tripping. We got a lot to cover. Yesterday we were on the Twitter Spaces with Sonny Johnson. So yesterday's Grift Report, it was not a traditional Grift Report. It was a Griftception report. And we covered a lot of ground. Today I have baggage left over from yesterday, last week, and today. So we got a stuffed Grift bag. We're here every day, Monday through Friday. Actually, Monday through Sunday. Monday through Sunday, 2 p.m. Eastern time. On the weekends, the time may change, so just, depends on which way the grift blows. Let's get into the grift bag. Let's see what we got in here. Elon's bookmarks are still acting funky. We're going to have to listen to this, grifter. So I spent some time before today's stream looking over some of the things that we should take a look at, and I wasn't exactly sure where to start. So I think what I want to do is I want to start right off where we left off yesterday. I want to talk about the race grift, and we're going to play a bunch of videos here. So let's play this one first. Let's see what this black lady is saying here. Did I play this for y'all?
This is how I know most American people are robots, because how y'all looking at this whole situation lets me know that y'all have no individual perspective. America only treats people like this when they feel like they are trying to show them I'm still in control.
Go off, sis.
They're trying to embarrass him. He's a president. He has Secret Service, like Charleston White said. He cannot go to prison. It's not going to happen, which lets me know this is about a form of control. They're trying to embarrass him and his team. They're trying to break him. They're trying to show him you are not in control as much as you want, and he's fighting back even more. That's the issue. And I find it weird how y'all want me to care about his taxes. Y'all want me to care about him groping women. I don't care about none of that. It ain't got nothing to do with me. Everything that they're trying to go against him for is his private issues. When Biden is still president, he's giving all of our money to Ukraine. The issues that American people have issues with lets me know why they treat y'all how they treat y'all. Robots. This is how I know.
Robots. NPCs. Hold on. Let's go here. Let's go to this video.
Can I ask you a quick question? Yeah. So you are obviously a person of color like we are.
Yeah.
And we're supposed to not be Trump supporters. So what is it about Trump
that... You know what, I'm going to tell you something right now. I was talking to my husband about it earlier. And when I really started educating myself and informing myself on Donald Trump, one thing that I'm passionate about is human trafficking, that especially of children. And when I really started digging into it, I saw that Trump also is a huge supporter. He donated recently $35 million to support human trafficked survivors. Yep. That really struck a chord with my heart. And so Amazing. When I started really looking into him, I'm about action, I'm not about words. Okay?
Yes,
I like the fact that he says what's on his mind. I like the fact that he doesn't say what he thinks people want to hear from him. And to me, I know everything that he's done for the black communities, and I stand behind him.
Beautiful.
100%. I'm not only a Trump supporter, I am a Trump lover. And for the longest time, I've been afraid to come out and say that.
Well, here we go.
Because I didn't want to lose my blackness or my black friends or whatever. But
remember what Joe Biden said, if you vote for Trump, you ain't black.
So if you have a problem figuring out whether you're for me or Trump, then you ain't black.
That's what he said.
That's what he said.
What an idiot.
The tide is shifting. The tide is shifting here. Hold on, we got more black culture weighing in. The sisters are weighing in.
You cannot convince me otherwise that Sexy Red is not an industry plant that was put here to help finalize the destroying of the black woman image. They was already had us under attack, and she was here to just finalize the process. The way they trying to force her on us is just crazy. Like, I wanted to go see Drake, but once I found out Drake had her opening for him, absolutely not. Absolutely not am I gonna support anything that thing is behind. I'm not supporting it, right? This is the reason why it's time to separate. It's time to separate as black women, because ain't no way I'm about to be associated with that and Suki Stankiana. Ain't no way. Ain't no way. I don't care how you feel. I don't care how you feel. At this point, separation has to happen. It's one thing to make trashy music. That is a different level of trash. That's a different level of trash. Kaya's My Neck, My Back, it was bad. Trina and Trick Daddy's You Know Nan, it was bad. But that's a different level of dirty stank music, right? It's just a different level. Like, it ain't never been that bad. There is lyrically nothing that this woman is saying. She's just saying a bunch of vulgar, disgusting, nasty stuff. It's not even music, right? And this is why I know that she's an industry plant. It is not music at this point, right? It's just seeing how much nasty, vulgar stuff she can come up with out of her mouth, and how disgusting and distasteful she could present herself in public to help destroy the black woman image, right? Trying to portray it as if we all Pookeishas. And if you don't think that this is successful, just look at what hip hop and stuff did to black men and how it had people stereotyping black men as criminals and thugs, right? Even to this day, black men are still fighting to get away from that stereotype. But as of now, black women are under attack because this Pookeisha image that's being pushed is what they trying to define us by. You ain't gonna define me by that. I ain't got nothing to do with that. If they want to be ratchet, stank, ghetto, promote that, do you, right? And the sector of girls who fall under that category and that aesthetic, have fun with it. I don't want no parts. And
is Pookeisha. Is Sexy Red an industry plant? Is that true, y'all? I know her lyrics are really wild. I think something about her booty hole was brown. Yeah, it does seem like she just says anything to sound as extra ratchet as possible. So I see where the sis is going with that. But, you know, I just like to highlight this stuff because Conservative Inc. isn't going to show you these videos. You know, they want to show you, they'll show you Sexy Red. Ben Shapiro will recite her lyrics and they'll highlight that. It's very rare they highlight the pushback from the black community. So I just want to show you there's a lot of pushback coming from the black community. And
you cannot convince.
And it is black women. Black women. I'm not going to say I probably agree with this woman on all things. I probably don't. And but on this, you know, I gotta rock with her. Should we go Rob Smith first? No, let's go here first and then go Rob Smith. Let's see what this video is about. I hadn't had a chance to watch it, but usually these old videos are really good watches. So let's see. Especially when the person's name is Dr. Khalid.
I think from my studies and travels, the black leadership has been the most corrupt, backward, unenlightened, and selfish that I've ever seen. This leadership is, we call black, but it is a combination of black and white. It has been selected, groomed, and imposed on the black masses. It enjoys access to the media so that their point of view might be reinforced over and over and over. These are exciting times because there are times in which an explosion will either occur or will not occur. Something is occurring in the general white community that the black masses are generally not aware of. At the same time, something is occurring within the black community that the white masses are not aware of. There are leaders on both sides, some of whom are frightened, some who feel they can manipulate the process, some who believe...
Oh, he's spitting. He's spitting. Hold on. Pay attention, y'all.
Some of whom are frightened, some who feel they can manipulate the process, some who believe that they can benefit from the process and divide the spoils. What do I really mean? White people today generally believe that there have been too many opportunities given to blacks. SBA loans into the trillions, set-asides into the trillions. Black people committing crimes and assuming no responsibility whatsoever. And when they kill white people especially, the black community does not speak out and condemn it. When truck drivers are almost beaten to death, there seems to be no inclination on the part of blacks to say this was a mistake and we're sorry. That's the general mood. I'm not saying that's all accurate. That's the general mood of white people. On the other hand, the black people are saying we haven't got anything. We're at the bottom. We've been the bottom since we've been here. We've been slaves, and now we see very little except politicians running it around making speeches. In fact, what most white people don't know, that amount of money that was generally earmarked for the black masses never arrived, or it arrived in very small measures. It was siphoned off by a group of middle-class blacks and middle-class whites, and the whites got more than the blacks because the blacks were obsessed with white fever.
Hold up. He's still going.
Because the blacks were obsessed with white fever. They wanted acceptance. And so whites, when they found out that a black was flattered when he heard the statement, "You're not like the others. If the blacks were just like you, we wouldn't have a race problem."
Oh, uh-oh.
He began to smile and straighten out his bow tie and dream lofty dreams.
Oh, this a real Hotep brother.
How one day he would be a part of the corporate 500, maybe the first black in the White House, maybe the first president of a corporate 500 in America. That kind of syndrome caused the black to leave his people psychologically. He may ride through the hood from time to time. Psychologically, he's not there. His entire life has been spent trying to find a way to get away from the black masses. When Jews live among Jews, they say, well, that's natural, it's religious. When Japanese live among Japanese, they say, well, that's
Oh, here we go.
cultural. When white people live among white people, they say, well, that's certainly natural. But when black people live among black people, it is said that's segregation. Break it up. Because blacks couldn't possibly want to live among themselves. They couldn't possibly want to go to school with themselves.
Oh, shit. That's what happened a few months back when they had those tiny homes communities and like Con Inc., a bunch of Con Inc. accounts were like, oh my God, this is segregation. It's like, what? Because they built a black community. It's segregation? What are you talking about?
They couldn't possibly want to work for another black business. This syndrome that has been perpetuated by a group of whites who've made money in the black community and did not want any blacks in business. In fact, wrote into the charter of the NAACP when it was founded that the NAACP couldn't even own land. They wanted to assure there would be no competition.
Oh, damn. Is that true? NAACP can't own land?
They couldn't do it in the white world. In the white world, that would be called a monopoly or antitrust, and they might have to go to jail. Certainly pay a fine. In the black community, they could masquerade with these hand-picked Negro leaders or so-called leaders who had as their agenda to disappear. What they could never utter is that they physically wished for the day that they would be able to disappear. Now we're at a juncture in history that unless the white masses really understand and the black masses really understand, there's going to be the largest bloodbath in America.
All right. Now let's go and listen to some black leaders. Let's see. We got a black leader over on the right, Rob Smith. Let's take a look at his video. Let's see what he's got to say. Let's see if we agree, disagree, whatever it may be. We always want to hear everybody out. So let's take a listen and see what he's got to say. Now, keep in mind, this is more than likely in response to Sonny Johnson's space yesterday in regards to race grifting. So let's see what he's got to say.
I did not know that when I made a tweet that said that black people will never vote Republican, I was going to set Twitter on fire. So this is what's going on with this.
What? Yo, he already lying.
I did not know that when I made a tweet that said that black people will never vote Republican, I was going to set Twitter on fire.
I mean, you didn't know when you typed that viral tweet you wanted to go viral? You knew you wanted to go viral, Rob. You knew when you typed that, you were like, oh, this is going to do numbers. I'm going to get these Elon bucks. You knew, nigga. You knew.
So this is what's going on with this. So in the tweet that I sent, I said that anybody that is literally going to sit here and tell you that black people are going to vote Republican in any sort of real big numbers in 2024 is lying to you. They're either actively lying to you, they're trying to sell you something, these people are not telling you the truth.
Could have sworn we seen a shift in those numbers, didn't we? Didn't we see a major shift in those numbers? Hold on. I know I got it in here somewhere. There you go, right there. We got 2020. This is support among black voters. So in 2020, Biden had 91%, down to 61% according to, what poll is this? I don't know, some sort of Fox News screenshot here. And Trump jumps from 8% to 20%. Now, obviously, this is a poll and, we can't trust it too much. But those are significant changes. I don't know if that's big enough for Rob. Pause. But let's see.
The point that I made in the tweet that I sent was that we really do underestimate, as conservatives and Republicans and sometimes people that can be in this echo chamber that is Twitter, X, social media, whatever you want to call it, we underestimate the amount of actual indoctrination that people are getting day in and day out, particularly the African-American community. Now, I brought up the Shade Room and I brought up Hollywood Unlocked. These are accounts on Instagram that literally have tens of millions of mostly black followers. This is what African Americans, this is what black people in America are listening to day in, day out. And I am about 90% sure that the DNC pays for advertising via both of those outlets, via posting press releases about things that Joe Biden has done, posting anti-Trump, anti-Republican, anti-DeSantis, anti-MAGA sentiment. They do this stuff all the time.
Oh yeah? Hold on a second. Let's go to the Shade Room. Let's go to the Shade Room. Let's go to their account and fact check in real time here what Rob is saying. Hold on. Let's see. Shade Room. Hold on. Is it the Shade Room? Here we go. The Shade Room. All right. 28.6 million. So that's true. The Shade Room does have a lot of freaking followers. Let's see what's on their radar here. Hold on a second. I want to make this better for you. Make this a better viewing experience. Hold on. Go there. And then open that. And open it up. All right, let's see. Let's see what they got. Looking for anything political, basically. I never knew Shade Room to cover political stuff, but I wouldn't doubt it. I'm sure they probably posted something about Biden and Trump, especially when it goes viral. All right, let's see right here. There's a Trump post. So let's go to the Trump post. All right, and we got the Trump post. Everybody see that? And then I just want to go into the comments and just see what people are saying. Darius Cooks. So the one thing we really don't want to do is include these blue check Negroes, because they don't count, right? They're bought and paid for. So I want to look for the organic from the people. So here's a black woman here. Brittany the realtor. This looks to be a black woman. Says investigate Sleepy Joe. She's verified. This other black woman here says he don't give a fuck. That man is going to be campaigning for president in between court dates. Somebody else says it's comical to think he'll actually be reprimanded for his sins. The way it's going, he might just end up being the judge. This photo is insane. Who's this guy? Seems to be some sort of white guy. I'm not going to count his opinion. This guy right here seems to be maybe a black guy. Free my homie Trump. He ain't do nothing wrong. I don't know if we can trust that account. My boy gained more clout and followers from all this, says Blanco 13. Seems to be a white dude. Don't want to count that. Trump 2024 for better Americas. Free Donnie, says this black woman, shot a sage. Who is this? Sin City Entertainment. What is she saying? Says it's crazy how some black folks already forgot about the exonerated five, the black five men. No loyalty towards your own people. Okay, so this is interesting, right? Because she's bringing up the Central Park Five and that whole situation, and she's basically saying, there's no loyalty toward your own people, but showing loyalty to a proven racist, right? So she's obviously upset that black people are behind Trump. Right? It's like she's upset that people are giving pushback. So again, this is very interesting. He said, we just seen Meg Thee Stallion. We don't care. Trump 24 GA. You're such a sheep. Biden said you ain't black if you don't vote for him. Says Africa Geo. I don't know if we could trust that account. Trump was a private citizen. Bordy Montana says, sound like you rather defend the camel that loves locking up blacks all the time and the racist malfunctioning pedo causing mass destruction, right? So, hold on. I want to go to another. I don't want to spend too much time under her thread. She says, to be honest, after he left, the White House just seems empty. I'm not used to a president that ain't all over Twitter. Biden quiet as fuck. That looks like to be a real account, real opinion. I like that. That's organic. Here's another one, another black woman here. Trump isn't going to prison. He's going to be president again. Yarrow, looks like a black dude. He's still going to win. Tay 2 times. He like, fuck out of here. Hold on. Do y'all see the pushback here? There's like mad pushback in this shade room. So you can say what you want, but all right, who is this? That's a white person. We don't want to count their opinion. I would, but just for this experiment alone, because we're talking about specifically black people. Looks like Hispanic. There's Amiko, black woman, seems to be a little hotepish. Said Trump ain't going anywhere. Be serious. They rigging the fuck out of these elections in our face, says Big Dutchy. Brandon Cole Photography says lock them up, lock them up. Y'all dead wrong for what y'all doing. Y'all know what I'm talking about. Domo Clayton, a little light skin, he says at some point people need to stop blaming the Democrats and Republicans and hold individual politicians accountable for their own actions. It is a political move, maybe. But also it's a law which no one person is above. Trump is getting what he deserves. He can try and spin it however he wants to for his campaign. At the end of the day, all them co-defendants are already snitching on him. I would ban him from the United States for life. What the fuck is this guy? He's got TDS like a motherfucker. So there's one. You know what I'm saying? He ain't got to go to any debates or primaries. He's a leading presidential candidate. All right, let's go. I want to find another black person here. Right here, Kasim Gibri. This is dumb and a waste of time. Our Jam Boy. All right, let's go. Team Able. Another black guy. He says, come on, who really believes this man is going to prison? Barb Goddess says, this is the dumbest thing ever. It seemed like they do this around election time and force black people to support Biden. He literally ruined his country, and y'all fall for it every single time. I want to stop right there. I just wanted to illustrate, you know, I just wanted to fact check him in real time, right? I wanted to fact check Rob, and Rob brought up the Shade Room, and he said black people are brainwashed by the Shade Room, and I've said that in the past, but on this particular topic, I don't know. I think black people are pretty privy. They're looking at their bank accounts, they're looking at inflation, the price of things, and black people ain't stupid. So I think that's an L for Rob right now. In regards to the Shade Room comment section, seems to be a lot of pushback to the Shade Room.
That is not to mention every black entertainer, every celebrity, everyone going hard against Republicans, going hard against Trump.
Not everyone. We've seen a lot of pushback. Jess Hilarious pushback. She's an influencer. Of course, Ice Cube has pushback. And others, Charleston White, obviously. Nas. No, that wasn't Nas. I take that back. Charlemagne's done a 180. Who else? A lot of people have been providing a lot of pushback. So, he's right, but it's a little bit different this time around.
Going hard against DeSantis. Going hard against conservatives.
Well, DeSantis kind of deserved what he got. He fumbled the whole. All he had to do was be like, look, I'm not banning critical race theory. I'm banning critical sex theory because I don't want to teach kids about sexual parts and sex and rape and all of that. And that would have been that. People were like, oh, okay. He's not actually banning critical race theory. He's not actually banning black studies. They just handled that so poorly.
This is what these people are consumed by. This is what the average black American.
And that's funny because before DeSantis even ran, that's what I was telling people. I'm like, DeSantis' campaign is kind of trash. How he's handling his critical race theory. Before he even really got into the race, I was hypercritical of how he handled critical race theory. You know me, I hate critical race theory.
And who is not terminally on Twitter, who does not watch Fox News, that does not follow any of the political.
Let me keep my comments to myself in regards to Fox News so I can keep my job. But Fox, you guys got to do better. Put me up there, man. Put me up there, Fox. I'll show you how to make this thing work.
Commentators, African American or otherwise, this is the reality that is going on. And to me, the reason that people are so.
And the reason why I'm saying that is because I don't think Fox News is going to be a driving force in changing black people's minds. I don't. It's like, oh, if you turn on Fox News, all of a sudden you become pro-Trump. No, I don't think that's exactly true. There's probably way better outlets to watch other than Fox News if you want to be, radicalized to like Trump.
triggered by this reality, first of all, is because a lot of conservatives and Republicans are very culturally illiterate. These people do not understand the black culture that exists in this country. That is why they are saying dumb stuff like, oh, this Trump mugshot is so gangsta, that's really gonna get him 25% of the black vote. It's ridiculous. It is culturally illiterate. Okay, you guys don't understand the reality of what's going on. And then furthermore, me saying the absolute truth that blacks are unlikely to vote for Republicans in
That's just, it's the conversation of the black vote's too nuanced to just say blacks won't vote for Trump.
These pie in the sky numbers that people are pushing out, like people are talking about 20, 25%, etc. is completely ridiculous. This is the same thing, by the way, that a lot of people, including me, by the way, were saying between 2018 and 2020, because we really actually believed it. Like at that point.
Wait a second. So you once believed that you could get 20 to 25% of the black vote for Trump. And now that you're seeing the numbers in these straw polls, you're like, no, it's not real. Even though we saw the uptick from 8 to 12% in 2020. 2016, it was 8%. We saw the uptick to 12%. If we added another 4%, assuming it had the same trend, if we added another 4%, that would bring us to 16%, which is not far off from 20%. And considering the bang-up job that Biden has been doing, considering Trump's rise to fame following all these incarcerations, I don't know. It seems feasible that the numbers may be somewhat accurate.
I actually believed that at least 12 to 15% was a possibility. Those numbers were not there in 2020 because
I thought he had, didn't he have like 12% of the black male vote or something like that? Or 12% of the black vote? I don't remember the numbers, but okay. Also, let's just assume Rob is right.
Black people did not show up, regardless of the Platinum Plan, regardless of the black influencers, regardless of all of that energy that seemed to be happening. Black people did not show up to vote for Trump or for Republicans in general, right? So it just didn't happen. And so instead of trying to figure out why that did not happen, the Republican Party and conservatives have done absolutely nothing different, by the way. So they're literally running the same thing that we saw that did not work in 2020. This idea that black people are going to be somehow motivated to vote for Trump because of a mugshot, or because things are so bad, which by the way they are, that they're just automatically going to vote Republican. And the point that I'm making is this: is it a worthy investment to invest in the shift into cultural conservatism in African American communities? I think so, absolutely. Because if you again get a sense of the culture, invest in the shift into cultural conservatism in African American communities, I think so, absolutely.
Whoa. Okay, so in the beginning of this, he said that people have no idea, they're culturally illiterate. But then he goes on to say that black people should shift to conservatism. And I'm like, black people are already conservative. They are some of the most conservative people in this country. They don't need to shift. They might need to shift their republicanism, but not conservatism. Let's give him a break and say he misspoke. He meant to say Republican.
Because if you, again, get a sense of the culture, which a lot of you people are divorced from, you probably don't even know what Fresh and Fit is. Fresh and Fit, hosted by two black men, obviously right-leaning, obviously conservative-leaning, but they don't particularly talk about politics. They more talk about culture.
Oh, nah, hold up. Time out. I didn't expect this to get that entertaining that quick. Hold on a second. What did you just say?
A lot of you people are divorced from, you probably don't even know what Fresh and Fit is.
Is Fresh and Fit the bar for being in touch with the culture? Let's ask YouTube. Let's ask YouTube. Is Fresh and fit the bar for being in touch with the black culture? And then he goes on to say that they're both black. Myron ain't black. Myron is not black. Myron is not black. Yo, he just said conservatives are culturally illiterate, and then says fresh and fit is the bar. Yo, Cam and Mace are the bar. Like, if you don't know about Cam and Mace and their podcasts, Earn Your Leisure, Gillian Wallow, this is the culture. Even the Button podcast, this is the culture. Fresh and fit is not black culture. They are many things, but they are not black culture. You're talking about the podcast that platforms Nick Fuentes and had him say the N-word? You call that black culture? Myron ain't black.
Alhamdulillah.
Bam. Yeah, he's Middle Eastern. Myron's like Middle Eastern. He's from Sudan. He's an Arab, right? He's Arab. Yo, what the fuck? This dude just sat up here and said Fresh and Fit is the bar for black culture. Let's see where he's going with this.
Fresh and Fit, hosted by two black men, obviously right-leaning, obviously conservative-leaning, but they don't particularly talk about politics. They more talk about cultural conservatism, you know, making money, keeping yourself physically fit as a man, like all of these different things. So we're more likely to have success in pushing the idea of cultural conservatism in black communities and Hispanic communities and Asian communities, in all of these communities, instead of, you know,
through Fresh and Fit,
living in some pie in the sky existence, in lying to people and saying that blacks are just automatically going to vote Republican because things are so bad right now. People are not being realistic about the amount of brainwashing and propaganda that the majority of black Americans are exposed to every single day. Like, people are just not getting it. And look, I know it's a long video. I'll wrap it up.
We're going to open up the phone lines at 3 p.m. Text Hotep in your name to 202-596-5631, 202-596-5631. Type Hotep in your name and text that number, and we'll catch your phone call.
You can say whatever you want about me, okay? You can talk about whatever you want about me. You can say, oh, you can call me, this is Carlton, he's a Fox News puppet, which, by the way, I don't work for Fox News, I never have. You can say anything that you want about me. But you can't deny the truth and the logic behind what I am saying. And it is a tactic that is very, very leftist-esque, to literally attack the person instead of the message. But I'm going to let you guys do what you're going to do. You know, have your little comments, attack, do whatever. Like, I got a thick skin, okay? Like, I've been doing this for a really long time. Like, the thing about this right here and social media and all that stuff is, like, I can just, like, not be on Twitter and go live my life. And you guys can argue and scream into this echo chamber all you want. But I would be very curious as to see what these numbers actually are in 2024. My guess is this: the numbers are going to be about what they were in 2020, maybe a little bit more, I don't know. And then a lot of people are going to be pushing the same crap about, oh my God, the election was stolen and all of this stuff happened, blah, blah, blah. And these same people, okay, these same people that were pushing this stuff and that are lying to you about this right now are going to keep lying to you after the election.
So Sonny Johnson made a good point. She said the reason why he's putting this type of rhetoric out is because the budget for black conservatives has been drastically cut. They're no longer investing in that. They put a ton of it into put a ton of investment into it in 2016 and some of it into 2020. But Sonny's basically saying the well dried up. So now these guys are like, hey, guess what? The black vote can't happen because it just can't, right? Because these guys like Rob Smith, when they were commissioned to get the black vote, failed. So she's saying, you know, the well dried up. So now he's just like, oh, I'm just going to expose the whole thing since I'm now obsolete, which is an interesting perspective. And I can't say I disagree.
Election does not go their way. Okay. And this is construed as being like an anti-Trump thing. It has nothing to do with Trump. The numbers are not going to go out. It's regardless. It could be Trump. It could be DeSantis. It could be Nikki Haley. It could be Tim Scott. The numbers are going to be what they are. Okay. Because there are a lot of black people that would literally rather not vote. They will stay home before they pull the lever for a Republican. Now that's real talk. And that's that's just facts. You get mad at it. It could be Tim Scott. It could be this right now are going to keep lying to you after the election does not go their way. Okay. And this is construed as being like an anti-Trump thing. It has nothing to do with Trump. The numbers are not going to go out. It's regardless. It could be Trump. It could be DeSantis. It could be Nikki Haley. It could be Tim Scott. The numbers are going to be what they are. Okay, because there are a lot of black people that would literally rather not vote. They will stay home before they pull the lever for a Republican. Now that's real talk. And that's that's just facts. You get mad at me all you want. You can say whatever you want about me. Like I had a thick skin. You know, I don't care. But facts are facts.
Somebody says, so Rob, why not use your platform and influence to reach out and connect with black voters? That's a good place to start. He said that is part of what I do, but has never been the whole thing. I'm less interested in getting blacks to vote R than I am interested in facilitating a cultural shift to the right. These are not the same thing. I'm less interested in getting blacks to vote R than I am interested in facilitating a cultural shift to the right. What? What? That doesn't make any sense. This doesn't make any sense. This is like double speak, right? Like this is right? Because it says here, I don't want to get blacks to vote hard R, hard R. But I want a cultural shift to the right. What? Black people are already culturally very right wing. It's white people that need to be shifted to the right culturally. It's white people that need to be shifted to the right culturally. Black people are already on the right culturally. Money, guns, God, family. Freedom. Damn. So that doesn't, and even if let's say it wasn't that way, if you wanted to shift culturally to the right, if you want to shift the culture to the right, ultimately it's to get blacks to vote Republican. Why else would you want to shift them culturally to the right? You know? I mean, I'm sure things can happen culturally on the ground level to shift things or whatever, but it sounds like double speak. It sounds like mental gymnastics. You know, it sounds like charlatan talk. It sounds like, oh, I'll just use these words like this and it'll make it seem like what I'm saying is making sense. But actually, that shit makes no fucking sense, bro. Wow. Wasn't expecting that on the Grift Report today. All right, what else have we got in here as far as culture is concerned? So let's cover this really fast and get it over with. Vivek, so Eminem has sent a cease and desist letter to Vivek, basically demanding that he stop rapping his music. I think this is hilarious. I don't like either one of these cats. Mostly because I just feel like Eminem has some sort of white guilt that he's trying to make up for. And it's just like, yo, Eminem, just be Eminem, bro. Like we're not going to look at you funny if you don't speak up about things, right? Like, chill, bro. Just rap or like do something else, like invest in Detroit or something. I don't know. First of all, I think it's hilarious because Vivek chose to use rap music to relate to white people, specifically Eminem, the great white hope of rap. But at the same time, used black issues to propel his campaign, use black anger to propel his campaign, and then just to turn around and have Eminem file a cease and desist letter. Now, although I think it's funny that Vivek got met with this, it's kind of corny for Eminem to do that. Like I get it, but it's kind of corny. It's kind of corny. Hey, stop using my music in your performances. Da 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 da. It's funny, but kind of corny too. I don't know. Anyway, amazing how I used that as the cover for this stream, and that's all I had to say about that. Let's go into this article about your boy Vivek, though. Let's pull this up on the screen. This looks rather interesting. So it says here, pharmaceutical firm tied to 2024 candidate Vivek tangled in lawsuits on COVID vax technology. So it says a portfolio company of Roivant Sciences. Let me fix that on your screen. Hold on. Is suing Moderna and Pfizer over patent COVID vaccine technology, while also being sued by another biotech company linked with Pfizer's vaccine. He founded Roivant Sciences and was a CEO of the biotech research company from 2014 to 2021. He continued as his board chairman until February this year before he stepped down. He was not involved in a lawsuit. So they sued him for patent infringement. Which is present in all living cells and has a structural similarity to DNA. The lawsuit against Moderna alleges that the pharmaceutical and biotech company infringed on Arbutus patent for lipid nanoparticle delivery platform for the vaccine, which was necessary to safeguard the mRNA. I think that the main takeaway here, you guys can go and read this. I'm not going to read all of it, but I think the main takeaway here is to show you that Vivek was somehow, some way, connected to the distribution of the COVID-19 vaccine, specifically of Pfizer and Moderna. You can do whatever you want with that information. I know what my audience is going to do with that information. But it's just interesting to see that he was part of the company that helped develop some technology to deliver the nanoparticles into your body. Quite fascinating. So that's your boy. That's your boy Vivek. Let's look at this right here. So here's a video here. Somebody getting slammed to the ground. And it says here, major update. We are in Jackson Hole, Wyoming, at the world's largest gathering of central bankers. We came to ask the Fed to use its vast power to end fossil fuel finance. In response, we were brutally attacked, assaulted, and kneeled on. So now we're going to have to move into the banking part of this broadcast. Talk about big money, big tech. We got some bunch of updates in regards to big money and big tech today. And again, if you want to call in, text Hotep in your name to 202-596-5631. But as you can see here, these people are lying on the ground. They got their ass whooped. And you might ask yourself, well, why did these fossil fuel protesters, climate change people, I'm guessing, something to that effect, right? Why they get their ass whooped? You know why they got their ass whooped? And we talked about this before, these protesters, whatever. I think Goldstein brought it up too. But people have been saying this, especially the libertarians. Like,
Yo, take your protest to the central bankers. This, look at your screen. This is what happens when you take your protest to the central bankers. It's a whole different type of energy when you bring it to the central bankers. All of that, support the left and all of that climate change and whatnot, right out the window. And that's what happens when you're over the target. That's what happens when you have bullseye accuracy and bring it right to where the issue is. And that's the central bankers. That's a protest I will always support. You want to protest central bankers? I will definitely support that protest. Because there's a lot of shady shit, A lot of shady shit coming out of the central banking committees. But it's just funny that these people thought they could go just protest. Now, you better keep that protest somewhere safe, protest, Republicans or corporations. But you bring it to the central bankers, even the white woman ain't even safe. That is insane. All right, let's go to our big tech update. Our big tech update is sponsored by none other than Syscoin. And money's falling out of the sky. We got an airdrop. There's a link in the description box below to gain access to our airdrop if you want to get paid to use the real everything app, not that fake shit, the real shit. Join our Telegram group to get paid to social media. Some of you guys want to make a little bit of extra money on the side. There's the link. I just added it to the chat. Join our Telegram group to get paid to social media, to get paid to use an app. So the real everything app, SuperDAPP AI. Join the Telegram group if you want to be a part of this airdrop for the new super token coming soon. All right. Shout out to Jag, Patrick, Nathan, Alex, TradFi guy, whole squad over there, Syscoin, Crypto Wendy, yo. Appreciate y'all. So with that being said, let's get into our big money, big tech update. Let's see. Let's start right here. So this is a very interesting story. And I know a lot of this stuff doesn't make it across your timeline because, well, it's just not exactly something that Con Inc. finds grift worthy. It's not going to get the clicks, the small brain stuff gets the clicks. But here we have Mukesh Ambani, Asia's richest man from India, said on Monday that his Reliance Industries Limited is exploring blockchain-based platforms and central bank digital currencies. Okay. Says here, quote from Ambani, will consolidate its payments infrastructure with the ubiquitous offering for both consumers and merchants, further driving digital adoption for India. JFS products will not just compete with current industry benchmarks, but also explore path-breaking features such as blockchain-based platforms and CBDC. So India, look out. India is going to have some inroads here with CBDC, right? All right, let's keep going. We got more. Then we have here, it says Spain's central bank expects digital euro to enhance financial services. Oh, yeah. How do you plan on enhancing your financial services? Well, it says right here, speaking in line with the recently proposed digital euro legislative plan, so there's a digital euro coming soon, Delgado reveals that it is expected that the digital euro will help the private sector's development of pan-European payment and financial services. She believes these developments will make the continent's financial system easier to compete with non-European solutions. Central bank digital currencies are becoming increasingly popular. Currently, about 130 countries are exploring the implementation of CBDCs. That's right, 130 countries. However, CBDCs often leave regulators watchful as they try to avoid mishaps and allow utilization simultaneously. This has proven a tricky balance to create. While the U.S. Congressman Warren Davidson voices concerns about CBDC, demanding that they be banned and criminalized, Governor Margarita envisions that the digital euro will make a difference in the payment solution landscape since the European Commission aims to avoid exclusion of citizens and prohibits any programming of central bank digital currency to impose restrictions on the types of goods that it can be used for. So that's a good thing, right? Although, when you set that type of legislation, they're going to find loopholes and they're still going to limit you based upon amendments, right? So they'll say, hey, look, you cannot program the CBDC to impose restrictions on certain types of goods for people unless, the whole 13th Amendment type situation. So just because they put it in legislation doesn't mean that it cannot be amended and say, unless they post a meme, a mean meme or something like that, or they're deemed a threat to national security because they posted a meme. Well, in that case, then, okay, go ahead and impose restrictions on the types of goods it can be utilized for. In a recently released report, the Australian Central Bank affirmed that its digital dollar could benefit innovation and boost Australia's economy. However, it is also hinted that further resources are necessary to grasp the potential benefits of CBDC fully. So here it says crypto adoption in Spain. And as you can see here, Spain has joined the conversation in regards to CBDCs. So as you can see, the conversations are moving. If you look at this post right here has one retweet on it. Okay, nobody's really talking about this stuff, but that's why you watch the Grift Report, to get the real for real from the real deal. What else do we have in here? I think we got, oh yeah, that's right. So this morning we have appeals court has ordered the SEC to review its rejection of Grayscale's Bitcoin ETF bid. So this is good news. You see Syscoin pumped, Bitcoin pumped, ETH pumped, alts pumped, many alts pumped. And it's because of this news here. It seems like there may be a possibility that the Bitcoin ETF is approved, which is going to put a ton of new capital into the cryptocurrency space. Also in crypto news, it says X, formerly known as Twitter, has obtained a license required for crypto payments and trading in the U.S. per Crypto Times. It's probably like a money transmitter license is what I'm assuming this is. Let's see. Let's take a look. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So money transmitter license. Yeah. So Musk Company has been progressively pursuing this across various states, primarily focusing on fiat payments via money transmitter license. Yeah. So he has obtained a currency transmitter license or money transmitter license so that he can bring crypto into the fold. This is also going to contribute to the pump. This is also going to make things like Syscoin and Bitcoin and Ethereum boom, I'm assuming. Don't take my word for financial advice, but this bodes well for crypto. But if we had to look at the dark side of this, maybe this opens up another conversation in regards to regulation, because Elon comes into the fold, and we know how the system likes to use Elon to impose things on people and say he's a scapegoat, blah, 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 blah. So there's that. So that's your big tech, big money update of the day. Tell a friend to tell a friend. Let's go. I missed a piece on a race grift, but I'm not going to go back. It's not that important. So also, this was a part of the race grift. Not going to go back. Not important. And we have to get to the phone lines. Let's talk about COVID. So there's been a report here. It says this is according to Inside Paper. It says 99% of COVID deaths not primarily caused by the virus. CDC data shows. So basically, the majority of COVID deaths were not primarily caused by the virus. It's just like a comorbidity, according to CDC data, which Hotep's been told you.
Oh, this a real Hotep brother.
Tanai been told you. Rook been told you. We all been told you. Many, many years ago. Really at the height of the pandemic, we were saying this stuff, but here the truth is, and we have this fascinating exchange here by Nerd, and let me make this big on the screen so you can see this exchange. So Nerd here predicts, he says, COVID made everyone hate each other on here, and COVID's back, right? So then he says here, You see, my homegirl Tory Nix. Now, you know I had Tory Nix on the platform. If you did not listen to that interview, go listen to the Tory Nix interview. Phenomenal interview. She says here, unvaccinated people are at home in bed recovering from COVID. This is 8/29/2023, so she published this today, this morning, 11:12 a.m. She says, while vaccinated people are at the party wiping their nose, talking loudly in your face because they have no symptoms, and still spreading it around. CDC just said vaccinated people are more likely to catch the new variant by, quote unquote, from Tory Nix. And you got this guy named Dutchy Dill, who says, like I said, you sound crazy. You just believe whatever you hear in the news. You said a bunch of assumptions and no actual facts. Stop spreading false information. She says, LOL, you can literally look at the thread and there's more info. Y'all been listening to misinformation for 3 years. Good luck. Stay away from me. So the prescient statement by Nerd here is coming true. Only within a matter of days, about 5 days later, we see the exchanges. Dutchy Dill would be an insurgent, as Goldstein likes to say. And I hate that there are people on that side. I don't know if this is a bot account or a Fed account or a burner account or what this account is, but he's definitely on the wrong side of history in regards to COVID. Such a shame. Such a shame. Some universities looking to mask up. I'm trying my best to ignore all of that, but I will always update you when things become important to discuss. And with that being said, we finished the Grift Report in under an hour. Let's get it, baby. I'm getting better at this. We're going to open up phone lines. We're going to talk to you guys for about an hour. Text Hotep in your name to 202-596-5631, 202-596-5631. And we'll get you guys in on the phone lines right after this short commercial break.
Yeah, I can try to get that handled for you. Again, it's only my second day, so if you can give me a second. How I'm supposed to do this? How the hell are we supposed to do this by 5 o'clock?
I have no clue.
Is that possible? Hey, do you have the password to... How'd you finish all your work already?
He's not tapped in.
How'd you get that done so quick?
They think they're gonna be able to budget that?
It's money. That's money right there. You understand?
You guys finished your work 6 hours early?
He's not tapped in.
Goldstein on the line. What up, Goldstein?
Y'all? Chilling, man. Chilling. Hey.
So we were talking in the green room about Rob Smith here. What did you think about some of the statements he made?
That nigga separated himself from being black in every way you possibly can. Like from his fucking preferences in the bedroom all the way up to that shirt he was wearing. That nigga has separated himself from being black in every way you possibly fucking can.
Oh, this a real Hotep brother.
Go off.
Shit, man. Look, and I was thinking about a lot of the shit that he was saying right there, and then just like yesterday and shit. This seems more like a play from the RNC to just get motherfuckers to sink Trump's campaign. This seems like a directed attack at Trump. You know, because they're saying that, oh, you know, black folks just won't vote Republican. But I think, in my personal opinion, and a lot of niggas in the hood understand this, this is not some nuanced political shit that only people who follow it can get. Trump has separated himself significantly from quote-unquote Republicans. So a vote for Trump in the minds of many is not a vote for Republicans. It's a vote for Trump.
Facts.
But by them saying this, it discourages motherfuckers from actually pulling that trigger, because then they start to look at it through the lens that the RNC is providing.
Correct.
You know?
Yep.
And that's what this seems like. This seems like an attack on Trump. But, you know, and as far as him bringing up Fresh and Fit as being paragons of the fucking culture, that just goes to show you how much of a op that nigga really is, because he had to bring up his fellow ops. You and I both know they just got demonetized. They're not even the biggest voices in that space. And yet he brought them up so that way it would help on the back end for that demonetization, because they need their op asses in the forefront of the conversation on every level they can fucking have them. So that's why he brought them up specifically. It has nothing to do with the fact even that his ass is out of touch with niggas. That's not even, that's a big part of why he looks as silly as he does, but that's not why he specifically brought him up.
So that was a Langley play.
Yeah, that was coordinated. Let's throw Fresh and Fit ass back out there because of the demonetization that just happened. We still need their asses circulating as much as we can possibly get them, you know, because it's not so much that YouTube shit on Langley's play. Hell no, YouTube is part of Langley's play. It's just that wherever Fresh and Fit is going, possibly Rumble, who knows, maybe they've cooked up some new shit. They need everybody to head that direction with them, as well as the uninformed.
Yes.
So he threw their asses out there so that way all kinds of new subscribers and new silly shit can go on wherever Fresh and Fit decide to reboot themselves. That was a play on the motherfucker.
I could see that. You know, usually, you know, you do have your kufi on tight, and that's not something I would say, but that's not something I would disagree with either. It was very shocking for me when you know, you saw me. I'm listening to the video and I'm like, all right, you know, you're making your points, whatever it may be, blah 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 blah, and then like all of a sudden, this nigga mentions Fresh and Fit. And I'm like, wait, what? Wait. Did I hear that? As black culture?
Yes.
Black culture?
Exactly.
Now, do black men watch the show? Yes, they do. Could we classify it as black culture? I don't think we could classify Fresh and Fit as black culture. It's culture, but it's not black culture.
Most certainly is not. You cannot. I'm going to tell you like this. Black culture and Nick Fuentes cannot exist in the same space, especially when you're talking about nigger.
Word.
Right? That can't happen.
That
right?
could not happen.
That's not black culture. Let him have said that on, like you said, Cam and Mason shit. That nigga would have got his whole shit busted out.
Oh, God. Oh, God.
See what I'm saying? That's black culture.
Yeah.
The shit they're trying to fucking paint out to be black culture is like that one sister was saying, that's that a hoe-ass Sukiyana sexy red bullshit-ass black culture that they want people to think is black culture. Couldn't be further from the fucking truth. You know? And so, I mean, goddamn, like, the niggas and he ain't shit as a fucking person. Rob Smith, hoe extraordinaire. And now I do want to say this one last thing. It's not lost on me with this Vivek Ramaswamy COVID connection, this vaccine connection, right?
Yeah.
It's not lost on me that coming presidential election, we have Joe Biden and everything the left stands for, which we already know where they rock with the vaccine, okay?
Mm-hmm.
Versus either the quote-unquote, his words, father of the vaccine, or the number 2 in that slot, a guy who helped create that shit. It's not lost on me that no matter where you look, there's a vaccine connection that's pretty goddamn significant and should be pretty goddamn concerning for everybody who's voting.
Yes. That is absolutely damning.
Like, goddamn, like, Come on, Operation Warp Speed. That's y'all dude. Vivek Ramaswamy, number 2 on the motherfucking roster for Republicans. Yeah, he had a hand in fucking creating some shit, and then Biden and the left. So that's our option.
You know what's funny about his contribution to it all is the fact that their technology deals with breaching the cells of the RNA. Like they are the breachers. They are the ones that brute force their way in to the human body. It's just funny that that's what his company specialized in, was infiltration, essentially.
Yeah. It's madness, bro. No matter where we turn, that's what we looking at.
Yeah.
Trump still ain't disavowed his fucking role in all this shit. You know what I mean? He ain't came out talking about, I want X and Y and Z as far as digging up all the bullshit.
Yeah.
He ain't said none of that. Like his whole softball ass interview with Tucker, he had an opportunity right there to be like, when I get in, I'm fucking firing niggas. I'm investigating this. I'm undermining this. I'm stopping funding here. I'm shutting X, Y, and Z down. He didn't say none of that. Not on his fucking agenda.
Mm-hmm.
His agenda has already been enacted as far as that vaccine is concerned. It's out there. It's in niggas' bloodstreams. That's what they wanted.
Yeah. Absolutely fascinating. What we saw transpire today. Did you? Oh, I spoke to you yesterday about the Twitter Spaces yesterday. But this video from Rob was a response to yesterday, right? It was a response to basically Sonny Johnson.
Right.
Now you did mention that, you know, this had something to do with sabotaging Trump, right?
Right.
And that may be true. However, you know, I'm looking at it like the opposite. You know, it's sort of bringing more popularity to him. Could you see that angle as well?
Yeah, I think it's bringing more popularity to him, but I think ultimately it's going to do more damage than good. Like I'm talking about, it's hurting him specifically with the target audience, which is the black community. They understand that the fucking support is rising for him there, but if they can get into people who's already a little bit, they have some trepidation as far as voting first and foremost, and then voting for a fucking white Republican secondly. There's already some trepidation there. So the foundation on which they're building any hopes is a little bit shaky. So if you can get in their head just even a little bit and say, it doesn't matter what you do, it's still going to fucking end up him losing, then a lot of them are going to be like, you know what, well, even though I support him, he probably right, I'm out.
Yeah. Now, my real take. Here's my real take. My real take is I think I agree with Sonny. I think the money dried up and these niggas is upset. We saw it happen with the Democrats, right? Like when Biden won the election, all the race grift money dried up. They were no longer hiring black people to come speak at their events, you know, et cetera, et cetera. The DEI initiative was essentially over. So we saw that happen with the Democrats. Same thing's got to happen with the Republicans. Same thing's got to happen with the liberals, got to happen with the conservatives. This is the same thing, just the opposite side, right? It's just a reflection, really. It's just a reflection. That's what they are. Like liberalism and conservatism are reflections of each other. Ooh, that's a bar. Anybody ever said that before? Liberalism and conservatism are reflections of each other. Interesting concept. But so naturally, the establishment said, yo, the DEI initiative is over, the election's over, that budget is dried up. And now those same people didn't get the call. They're now calling new blacks, you know, niggas for Trump 2024, you know, Derek Gibson. They're calling new blacks, you know.
Right.
which reminds me of, I was at a movie premiere for Alex Jones in Texas. I ran into Carpe Dunkum and many other people, Owen Schroyer. But what they basically told me, they said, yo, Hotep, what you've done is extremely successful. And I said, really? He said, yeah. I said, why do you say that? And he said, because the turnover rate in this industry is like 2 to 4 years. Like, people rise and then they're gone like 2 years later or 4 years later. And I'm like, yo, you're right. Like, remember Gun Girl? Like, Gun Girl, like, was in the game and then she had a baby, got married and was gone, right? Like, it's just like, so you see all of this stuff happen. You're like, wow. So again, like, I think what happens is, for some people, it's a hustle. And they're not true to the game. They're not true to, the things that they're speaking of. It's not in their heart to fight these problems. And they're just grifting, right? So I think what happened was, that Charlie Kirk money or some money, maybe TPUSA money or some, money had dried up for the black outreach and the Republican donorship. And that was it. That was it. They were like, 4% is not good enough for the investment. Dump it. It's a bad investment. And then you see the polar opposite from Con Inc. this year with all the videos of black people attacking white people and Elijah Schaefer's, your homeboy. All of that stuff is happening. So they're basically dumping the black vote. So I think what happened with Rob Smith, like what Sonny is saying, Sonny's basically saying, yo, look, it's over. The party's over. You not needed no more. This your nigga wake up call.
Yeah. Hey, I agree with Sonny's take. I just have a more tinfoil.
Yes, you do.
Point of view from it. Like, there's a reason why. Okay, Rob Smith, and you look at that whole wave of first motherfuckers that was coming in under the MAGA train, trying to bring niggas to conservatism. Rob Smiths, your Diamond and Silks, rest in peace to the one that died. Bryson Grays, all that whole first wave of niggas, right? None of them was real niggas. They were black folks, but they wasn't niggas like we seeing now. So it's almost like they need a new wave of niggas, sure, but they also need a new type. Because if you put your finger up in the wind and see which way it's blowing right now, whether it's whites, whether it's whatever the fucking case may be, everything is trending towards that X division mindset. And where else are you going to find that with black folks than the hood, the niggas, all up in the ghetto? You're going to already find niggas with that edge. And that edge can always be manipulated politically, but you have to make inroads into that circumference in order to do it. And so look at what they're doing with white folks. They tapping into white rage. Now you got black folks over here. You tapped into the new blacks rage through the left. Now you got to tap into the more conservative-minded ones. And where you going to find them in the streets? You're going to find them mostly in the streets. And them niggas are already out there fucking shit up. So now if you can bring that level of rage into the fucking politisphere, now you've got yourself a weapon that you can aim pretty much wherever the fuck you want it.
Yep. That's true. That's true. Hey, man. Huh?
Go ahead. Oh, go ahead, man. I'm done on that.
Yeah. Nah, good points. Good points. I want to get some more callers in here because I'm out of here for today.
Yeah.
Nah, we appreciate the call, bro.
All right, bro. Hotep and Bill.
Hotep and Bill. You're going to get the 10 for a Kufi from Goldstein. And you need that. You need those boundaries. You need that. You need somebody that's going to stretch it. That's why I like Sunny. She's somebody who stretches the boundaries of what you're supposed to do, right? And it's just like, okay, if Sunny's the bar there, then I can position myself in this universe somewhere around her strategically, right? But she's a very important voice, and she's She's one of the more fiery stars in this universe. Her light is very bright, you know. It's like destroying stars around her, like, you know what I mean? Like, it's just beautiful. All right, damn. Phone calls is insane today. We're gonna go. Do not call unless I mention your name. Do not call unless I mention your name. All right. We going Rudy, Cannon, and Mike. Rudy, Cannon, and Mike. You guys have authorization to call in. Rudy, Cannon, and Mike. Don't forget, we got a lot of participation. We got 88 members right now participating in the airdrop. This is coin airdrop. So hit the link in the description box and get into the Telegram and wait further instructions. Hit the pin tweet. The pin tweet gonna tell you all the information that you need to know in order to participate in the airdrop and get paid to use what I call the Real Everything app. So that's coming out soon. So if you want to be on that launch team and participate in that and get paid for your participation, hit that link.
Call from
Rudy the Bat.
Rudy on the line. What up, Rudy?
My brother, look, I'm gonna be quick today because I know you're trying to get out here by 4. It's a tight window, so I'm gonna make a quick few bullet points, and then I'm fucking out, my brother.
All right.
1, if you're a racist in 2023, you're a dumb son of a bitch, man, and have no sense of history or what the fuck's really going on. 2, Eminem is a bitch. Always has been a bitch. Always will be a bitch. You know what I'm saying? Hands down, never liked him. Bitch. That's all I'm saying. M's a bitch. Number 3, Holstein's always right. You know what I'm saying? And number 4, I got a quick question there, right? But as a conspiracy theorist and somebody who has his third eye open, if we got pissed when the fucking, and I just wanted, I'm just not knocking it, but I just want, if we got pissed that they took the U.S. dollar off the gold standard, so the dollar meant absolutely nothing, right? There's no backing. All the backing became taking money out of the taxpayers' pocket, robbing the population. What prevents Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies from becoming that, brother? Just explain that to me. You know what I'm saying? Because I know you're well-versed in it.
So the first thing you have to understand is Bitcoin is the original true decentralized currency, right? It is
correct.
It is open source, but there's no one entity that controls it. It's just a protocol, right? And there's only 21 million Bitcoin, so it's a finite supply. So there's no like, you know, inflating the currency right now. That's not to say that whales don't or can't manipulate the market, because you have that in traditional investing. You have whales manipulating certain things, right? Like you remember the big push. What was it called? The apes versus.
The apes versus the GameStop shit.
The GameStop situation.
When they shorted the GameStop,
yeah. So you have cartelization in the investing world. So I'll never deny, if somebody were to bring that up, I would never deny that, right? But that's basically the difference between that and central banking. Now the other cryptocurrencies, I would say you'd have to look at the tech to see if it's truly decentralized. If it's truly decentralized, then you could probably fuck with it. But some of them are like highly centralized cryptocurrencies, so they're not exactly ideal or things you want to invest in. But it's to me, and I said this yesterday on Around the Blockchain, to me, crypto, if you are one of those people, and you are one of those people, Rudy, who believe in the American dream and what the founding fathers wanted for America, then crypto, nothing like really encapsulates that like cryptocurrency. Like cryptocurrency is like real fucking freedom, because you can make money out of thin air in 5 minutes.
Gotcha.
And have Rudy coin. You know what I'm saying? And
next year, Hotep Con, you got to teach. I need like 1 hour one-on-one with you, man. You got to break this all down so I can take notes, brother.
Oh, absolutely.
Because I know it's the future. I just worry, you know, me being me, and it's like what the Fed did to the U.S. dollar. Like I'm always scared that like the FTX shit turned me off of it a little bit too. But I know you'll show me the route, man.
Well, I got to be honest with you. You know, I'm not the best person to go to learn cryptocurrency. I think you should go take the same course I took, which is at BitcoinMysterySchool.com. That's the course I took, and I only did one course. I still got to go back for the second one. But yeah, and he sends you recordings. He sends you recordings when you join in those classes. So I still have my recordings. I can still go listen, but it's a very, very insightful. I think it's a 2-day class on Zoom. You show up live at night, and yeah, really great information.
I appreciate that, brother.
You know what? You know what's funny? You know what's funny about that course is, like, I don't think there's another course anywhere on this planet that teaches Bitcoin like he does. Like when he teaches you Bitcoin, like in the class you mine Bitcoin. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
You mine Bitcoin in the class. You don't need money to do it, but in the class you will mine Bitcoin.
Yeah.
Not real Bitcoin. Like he does like mock Bitcoin, but you will mine Bitcoin. And therefore you can understand what the fuck is actually happening here.
So he's teaching you from the ground up.
Yep.
From the ground up.
Yep.
Yeah.
Right from right from the security.
I'm gonna take that, and I guess I'll start following Wendy more, man.
Yeah. Wendy's gonna give you all of that good crypto news and trading news.
Right.
Yeah.
Wow, man, the future's got to be so damn complicated. I like just digging gold out the ground. But I love you, brother, man. Y'all be good, man. Hotep and Build, everybody, man. Get them other cats in, man.
Yes, sir. Hotep and Build. Mike, you could call in. Mike and Cannon can call in. What the fuck? Crazy text messages. Crazy fucking text messages. All right. Let's go back. Tomorrow we're gonna listen to Sneeko. I'm telling you right now, I'm just gonna let you know we're gonna be listening to this video by Sneeko, where Sneeko talks about it's about 7 minutes of him rambling on about the red pill.
Call from
Mike.
Mike, what up, yo?
Good afternoon, sir. How are you today?
Life is good, man. Good to hear from you, man. What's on your mind today, bro?
Man, good to hear from you, man. I wanted to clear something up from yesterday and then move on because I hate the petty stuff, right?
Yeah.
But chat went a little hard. I'm sure you saw it. It's your chat, brother.
Wait,
right?
What do you mean? What happened?
Just the whole, my wife is a school teacher and I encourage people to help poor kids without parents. Yeah. But, that makes me a bad guy in your chat, I guess.
When was this? Is this the fight that happened yesterday on Rumble?
Yeah, Rumble chat, not YouTube.
Were you the guy that was coming at Tanai?
Yeah, well, because he said, you hurt. And I'm like, no, I'm not hurt. I'm making a point. And he said, nah, you hurt. And I said, no, you don't get to do that to me. You do not get to assign a dysfunctional emotional state to me and then deal with me as such. That's disrespectful and dismissive. And you will not do that to me. That's not how I expect moving forward.
Let's start from the very beginning. How did this fight occur?
I do not remember the original thing I posted in the chat. And then dude said, you hurt. And then I posted the PhD thing.
No,
I remember you commented
there was
on it.
something before that. It was before that.
No, I disagreed with someone saying something, and then he said, no, you just hurt. And then I said, no, I'm not hurt. Because someone said, Mike, aren't you the one with the wife that's a school teacher? I said, yes.
Yeah.
Because someone asked me that when I said hello yesterday, which is kind of odd you're coming after me because of my wife's profession in the chat, but that's okay. Comments made like, Because here's the thing. Let me make this abundantly clear. First and foremost, I am a hard proponent of homeschool. So is my public school teacher wife. We encourage it, we support it, and we love it. And we think that if a child has an opportunity to be homeschooled or even small schooled, we are all about that, right? We are 100% in support of that. Secondly, we completely agree that the Department of Education needs to be rebuilt from the ground up, and the teachers' unions are pretty much wholly corrupt. Now, it doesn't mean there's no good people whatsoever working in any of these organizations, because there are. But overall, it's the teachers' unions that kind of has the power over the Department of Education and the classrooms right now. And that's why we're in the mess we're in my opinion, because it's, you know, kind of a bunch of, you know, permanent bureaucratic folks up in there. So we completely agree with all of that. There is no disagreement. I encourage everybody, if they can, to donate to the charity to help kids be homeschooled and sponsor that if you can. We're 100% in on that, right? So that being said, okay, there was a kid last night, and he's been having a real hard time reading, and I've been working with him after school because his mother is currently incarcerated and his dad is a meth head. And he is in third grade and doesn't read at a first grade level. And we created a little game because I have this ability to spell as I talk. SOFORINCETHISHOWIDOIT, right? So that was, for instance, this is how I do it. But what I do is have them write down the words, and we're teaching them phonics at that point, and they learn how to read. And now he's doing much better. And today they had testing, and he's testing at a third grade level, right? And my wife helped him with that, who happens to be a public school teacher. And no matter how corrupt and evil you want to say the public school system is, we're helping people right now. And we're not against anything that the movement is trying to do. But attacking us instead of helping us is kind of shitty. Pardon my language. I'm sorry for not being more eloquent, Hotep. However, I would think if I was part of Hotep Nation, which I'm working on getting in there.
Hold on. We about to, hold on a second. I think I can do something here. Hold on a second. If I hang up on you, call back. I want to try something. I want to see if I could bring them in. We might be having live debates on the show soon. Hold on a second. Kay, pick up the phone.
Hello?
Kay.
What's up?
What up, yo? Okay, I'm trying to figure out how to merge these calls. Hold on a second. Damn it. Are you hearing Mike?
Yes, I am.
What do you think about what he's saying? Where did the fight start from?
It started from him because he had the nerve to talk about Tanai because he had the moniker of PhD in his name.
Well, what happened before that?
Before he was coming after me because how I was talking about the school teachers and they're failing the children. So then he started attacking me the day before. And then when it came with Tanai yesterday, he was attacking Tanai for his moniker and his opinions. And I was trying to tell him that, you know what, people are going to have their opinions and you have to respect them. And what you need to do is meet people on a medium level. You need to meet people on a common ground. So instead of attacking people, you need to stop. And then he got mad at me. And it's like, you know, he's telling me, oh, what are you doing for the children and all this stuff? And it's like, primero, really? You know what? You don't have anything to say because you don't know my life and talking about where's my husband. And it's like, for real? You're asking about my life and what I have done for the children and all that stuff? And it's like before I was a paraeducator, before I was a social worker, and then he was just commenting about the parents, about, you know, the parents being terrible people and all this stuff. Me working in the system, the parents need help first. If you can get to the parents first, then you can help with the children. And my thing was when it comes with the public.
I get the arguments. How did the argument start?
Because of him being mad because he thought people were attacking him and his wife for being teachers. And then the argument started yesterday when he started attacking Tanai's moniker due to his opinion.
So wait, so he basically said something about, you know, supporting his school stuff, and then the chat attacked him?
No, he attacked Tanai for just his opinion.
What was Tanai's opinion?
It was, I forgot, but it had nothing to do with school teachers. It was something totally different. I think it was everything that was going on when we were listening to the Twitter space.
Mm-hmm.
And so, yeah. And then he was like, oh, that's pretty cocky to have PhD, you know, on your title.
All right, hold that
and
thought.
Like,
I'll be right back. All right, hold on. I'll be
Okay.
right back. Hold on. Yo, Mike. Mike, you there? Mike, I can't hear you.
Yeah, I'm here, man.
Oh, there you are.
Yeah, I'm here.
Oh, Mike, are you hearing what Kay's saying?
Can I please speak to this? First of all, she blatantly lied. Pull back the chat. I never said, where's your husband? That's disrespectful. I don't do that type of thing. I respect people on who they are and how they come to me. I never once said, where's your husband on my life? And you know what? Please, all the shit's there, man. The receipts are there. Find it.
I can't
never
pull
said
the
it
chat
not
back
once.
up. I tried
Okay,
to pull the
that's
chat
fine,
back up.
but you know what? It's not there because I didn't do it. That's a blatant lie. Secondly, okay, I was mad because my man said you are hurt. And once again, that's why I said, no, I'm not hurt. I'm trying to disagree because I disagreed with Sonny on a point she made. As we were all in the chat just talking because there were 100 points being made in real time. I forgot what it was. I'm frustrated at Sonny because I think she treats white people like a monolith. That's a whole nother topic. We'll talk about it later. However, in this specific situation, my man said, you're hurt? My man said, you're just hurt. And I said, no, I'm not hurt. I just disagree with her opinion on this thing when she says all white people. I disagree with that. And he said, no, you're hurt. And I said, you're not going to do that to me. If you're going to brag about having a higher level intelligence or education, you don't get to assign a dysfunctional emotional state to me and then deal with me as such. That is not respectful. And your PhD moniker says you're supposed to be better than that, first of all. Secondly, I've seen you destroy PhDs, Hotep Jesus, in debates, seen you destroy them. Thirdly, some of the best people I know have PhDs, and some of the best people I know are high school dropouts that are now millionaires, okay? So there's all of that. Now, side note, that's why I was trying to communicate. Now, me and Homeboy worked it out at the end. And I was like, I would rather watch the show. I was like, that was dismissive. Don't do that to me. And then I was like, no, man, you can apologize, admit you're wrong, or we can move on. And he posted, this is yesterday's chat, oh, now you want to move on. I said, I'd rather continue watching the show, but if you want to keep coming at me, come on. And then he put, nah, I'm good. And we moved on. Because I was trying to watch your show, not fight with some dude I've never met in a chat room. Okay, I've got more important things to do with my time. Now, past that, Kay said, I was coming at teachers and he was unhappy about that. Yes, my wife is a teacher. Of course I'm going to be unhappy about that. We spend a lot of our own time and money and have sacrificed a lot more money we could have been making to help these kids because I was one of these kids. And my wife's father was a public defender her whole life for 35 years. And damn near every night he came home and said if one person would have given a damn about this kid, he wouldn't be in the fucking system. Okay? And so my wife decided to make her life about that, about caring about these kids. Now, we work with 3rd to 5th grade kids, and between 4 families, we help 12 kids whose parents are either currently incarcerated in drug rehabilitation programs or that kind of thing. It's after-school care because they're in public school currently. We haven't put the whole homeschool thing together, but here's the problem, and it's a bit Hitlerian and classist when you say, fuck those poor kids, there are bad teachers, and the teachers' union is bad. So if there is a woman who agrees with Hotep, enjoys watching Hotep, and 100% aligns, and her husband support the Hotep Nation, if she's a school teacher, fuck them both. That's pretty shitty to say, okay? And I won't stand for it.
Who said what? They said fuck them both. Who said that?
Pretty much everybody in the chat. And yeah, I'm angry. And you know what? What kind of man wouldn't be angry if people in a chat are coming after his wife who they've never met, who is a wonderful woman who helps children and has encouraged her dumbass husband to help children? You know what I mean? Literally, I help kids read. I never thought I could help kids read. Fuck, man, that's a big deal for me and where I came from. And I don't care how much you hate the public school system and how bad you want to talk about all the other teachers. I would think instead of being defensive and circling your little wagons like, hey, well, he said this to this person and this to this person. Yeah, maybe 10 people were coming at me. And I was fucking swinging the way I could against 10 people in a chat, all against me, because I think it's okay to help poor kids and not leave them if their parents can't take care of them. And I wasn't going after all parents. I'm talking about the kids I help and the parents I deal with on a daily basis in my community, something that I think a lot of people who are coming at me don't know about and don't deal with, okay? So that's the difference. I'm not saying all parents are bad. That would be stupid. I'm not saying all parents are good. I'm saying the kids that need the most help usually have parents that have a lot of problems. That's been my experience, and I think that's a pretty general statement that most folks can agree on. So leaving it there, I'm going to do all I can, and to attack a woman making $35,000 a year to help kids who can't read and do math come 2-3 years time in, a summer, and getting her stupid husband to help and volunteer while we're anti-teachers unions, anti-woke theory. And, we would rather teach the parable of the some good Samaritan than critical race theory to these kids to help them to understand, to not judge and love people regardless of what you've heard about them. Okay, that's what we're trying to do right now. Okay,
yes.
So if you have a problem with that and I'm not allowed to be part of Hotep Nation because of this, and because my wife comes home and I show her highlights of your podcast and she's inspired by you and what you teach as well. And by the way, man, the new beach scene, man, that was so inspiring and it made me understand you a bit more. And thank you for sharing that. I hate talking about this other shit because I know what I'm doing is good. I look in these children's eyes, bro, and no matter how many people in your chat tell me and my wife are pieces of shit for participating in a wholly corrupt operation to help some of the kids in the burning building, instead of standing outside and going, well, I take care of my kids, those kids in there should burn. But instead, we run in and take care of those kids. For you to stand there and tell me I'm fucking stupid for running in there to take care of those kids, that's on you. You have to look in the mirror with that opinion. I'm going to keep helping those kids.
Mike, can I hop in right there?
Yeah.
First of all, thank you. Kay, if you're listening, hold on a second. I want to talk to Mike and because Mike seems upset. Mike's upset, and I understand why Mike's upset. And there's a few things we got to go through on this. First of all, what the fuck is going on Rumble? We ain't never had these problems on YouTube. Shout out to the YouTube chat.
Dude, the Rumble are your the Rumble are the loyal ones. The Rumbles are the ones that are like,
die hard.
Cultish.
Oh,
Cultish,
yeah. Shout out to
and
my diehards.
I feel like, that's why I like Goldstein, because you can't threaten or shake Goldstein. He's not threatened by anything I say, even if I disagree with him. You know what I mean?
Well,
because he's confident in who he is and his place as a man in this world. You know what I mean? And he will battle you.
Well, hold on, Mike. Let me say my piece, and then you can speak. Okay, let me just finish everything I want to say here. So first of all, shout out to the Rumble chat, Hotep CPA over on YouTube. Thank you for the super chat. So Hotep Jesus is a legend.
Hotep Jesus.
Hotep, you're a genius. HotepJesus.com.
Thank you. I appreciate that, Hotep CPA.
And for more great battles like this,
Mike, hold on. Mike, okay, that I like the plug. Thank you. Yes, subscribe to the Patreon for more great content. Yes, thank you. Okay, listen. Patreon.com/Hotep's been told you. Link in the description box. Next thing I want to say is the internet is anarchy. It's one of the few places where anarchy lives, okay? Especially in the streaming chats. It's pure anarchy. And I think the difference between Rumble and YouTube and the way we run ours and the way some other streamers, especially on Twitch, like you can't say shit on Twitch, Yep. It's absolutely insane. The moderators over there don't let anything go down. It's like you better be on topic. You better not be off topic. It's time limited. So it's very loose over here, right? But that's the nature of the internet. Also, I'd like to say, because here's where rubber meets road. Because Hotep Nation is in the home school, because you talk about, which is basically in some people's eyes, our adversary, public school or just, traditional schooling, you look like an insurgent, Mike.
Right, and let me stop you right there.
No, don't. You can't stop me. You can't stop me. I'm still talking.
Okay, fair enough. I've got an simile for you.
Just wait. Okay. You look like an insurgent, and My chat is very protective of Hotep Nation. They are on it. So anything that, and you know Goldstein, he's going to point out the insurgent in the room. So because that is our niche, homeschooling, you look like an insurgent. You look like when a pathogen enters the body, and correct me if I'm wrong, but I think white blood cells attack it. Yep. That's what's happening. You look like a foreign body. You look like a pathogen. And I just want to put everybody on notice in the chat. Give Mike a break. I think he's doing some great things out here. I think he's doing some great things out here as far as teaching your wife. I love the work you're doing. It is necessary. We are going to need people on the other side. Not everybody's going to do homeschooling. Some people are going to be a part of that community. And we need people like you in that place. So I do not want to diminish the value of your work. However, Mike, I do think you took this way too far, bro. I think you were just, I know they came at your wife or allegedly or did not. I don't know what happened. But all in all, I think you got a little too worked up. And I want to change this conversation into another place.
Well, I was getting blatantly lied on. She literally said I said words I never said.
I'm talking about yesterday in the chat. In the chat yesterday.
When she said, I said, where's your husband? I wouldn't do that. I would never
but
say that.
But she said that
to a
today.
woman
That's not what happened yesterday, right? Yesterday.
No, that is. No, whenever she said it happened. However, I did say yesterday, I said, why aren't you out there teaching then? You are so smart and you have good viewpoints. And she, on the call, was like, and he said, what about you? What are you doing? I didn't say, what are you doing? I said, help.
But Mike, you sound like we in kindergarten. You know, he started it, this, that. Hotep Jesus would never be involved in something like this. That's
I agree.
Right?
That's why I was surprised. That's not even what I wanted to talk about today, man. I wanted to address it and move on.
Like nobody in any chat room would be able to knock me off my square. So I want you to be mindful of that, because that's something that Hoteps pride themselves in, is emotional control, emotional intelligence, and understand they may have triggered you, but that's what we want to do, is we want to be mindful of our triggers and not let people get to us. So we can, now I don't want to spend a whole lot of time on this call talking about this. We're going to put this behind us. Everybody in the chat is going to kiss and make up. Like you said yesterday, you and Tanai piece it up. So it is what it is. I do want to talk about what was the problem you had with Sonny Johnson's space yesterday. Can we talk about that?
Yeah, no, it's a consistent problem I have with Sonny. However, man, let me just wrap it up with this. I completely support the Hotep movement. I completely support the homeschool movement. I just want to hear us talk about the kids right now that don't have anyone, that don't have those options, and how can we help them? Because those are the kids that come up to be the criminals in life, the ones that we complain about, the homeless in life. And if we don't have some kind of idea, because they're innocent, they're children.
Mike, no disrespect, Mike. But I don't want to talk about
That's it.
I don't want to talk about
fair enough. Nobody does. I know nobody ever does. I understand. But anyway, that's
I want to know.
Sonny Johnson, a consistent thing about her is that she treats white folk like a monolith. Even yesterday, she was on a call with a white dude, and she's like, yeah, no, not you, but all other white people. And I was like, okay, man, come on. In the same breath of saying white people treat us like a monolith and that we're all the same, then the very next sentence is, and all white people think like this. And that's simply not the case, as you know, as I know, as we all know, as she knows.
In regards to what? How don't white people think? Give me a couple of examples. One example of how white people don't all think the same.
Have you traveled?
Yes.
Okay, so you understand a white person in Maine and a white person in Houston literally have probably come up completely different, with a completely different set of values, a completely spiritual set of values, if any at all, a moderately separate form of education.
Let's be a little bit more precise here. Tell me how white people are different in their view of black people. Because that's what she's specifically talking about.
Oh, and that specifically, well, not specifically, but I think so much of that has to do with class and, you know, the amount of money you're born into that your family makes annually.
Yes.
Because quite honestly, as we know, the majority of black folks are born to a quote unquote financially poorer situation than white folks, right? Mm-hmm. On a percentage level, mm-hmm. right? So if you are one of the white folks and you're born under that line, or you are one of those white folks who find yourself in Section 8 housing, you know what I mean? And you being a white person in your immediate city or, you know, neighborhood as a minority, you kind of understand the black experience in a bit different way than if you're a white person who grew up around only white people in white town, right? Or if you're a white person who grew up around mainly Native Americans. Like here in Oklahoma, there are very large, Native American communities, or Latinos. As you know, there's huge,
Well, let's stick to
Latino
what Sonny
communities.
was saying. Let's stick to what Sonny was saying, specifically
Yeah,
about...
yeah. So that's what I'm saying is that there's that much diversity in the white race. So to say they all look at black people the same is incorrect.
My rebuttal is generalizations are a form of survival. It's a survival mechanism. Generalizations, they also call them stereotypes, are a survival mechanism. And I said this on my first visit to the Joe Rogan Experience, that often I'll use the word all instead of some because it's more triggering to people. So I will say, all these people think like so-and-so. And then your rebuttal will be to say, not all, there are some that don't. And I'll be like, yeah, that's true. But the majority of the time, this is how this thing is going to pan out. And the numbers don't lie. So when we speak in majority, sometimes when we speak in majority, we speak in absolutes. And that is the argument that Sonny makes is, for example, if I ask you, would you, Mike, say that black people don't vote Republican?
I would say they're voting Republican at a higher clip, but traditionally the numbers bear out that they are far more Democratic as far as their votes go.
Right. And what we're saying is that's not true. And what we're saying is all white people think that, just like what you just did, because that's what all white people think. When really the conversation is much more nuanced, where 50 to 60% of black people don't even vote.
Right. Well, I'm saying the ones that do. I'm sorry. I didn't realize there was a delineation.
You just added the nuance.
No, because you said when they vote, so I assumed you were only speaking of the voting population, not the people who do not vote. If you said the entire black population, including those who...
I said, do black people vote Republican? That's what I said. Specifically,
when
do
they
black
vote,
people
they
vote? But now you added the nuance of when they vote. So now we're talking about only voters, right? So we're asking for nuance and you're asking for nuance.
And the correct answer to your question, with all information given for the question, is they don't vote. Right? For the majority, because the majority of black folks don't vote?
Correct.
If we're talking majorities and generalizations?
Majority do not vote.
So, correct. So the answer would be they don't vote. And the ones that do participate in the voting system, the majority of the time, vote Democrat.
Correct. But those two statements are different. So
Agreed.
Sonny will say,
honestly,
this is what
Sonny
Sonny will say, this is what white people do. And you'll be like, no, not the ones in Maine. And we go, well, yeah, duh, they're not voters. Or they're not X, or they're not Y, or they're not Z. You see what I'm saying? So people make generalizations, and we can choose when and where to care about these. I just personally agree with Sonny where it's very unfair to say black people don't vote Republican, because most black people don't vote. And if black people did decide to vote, I think we'd be surprised at how those numbers might pan out. It might be closer to the white vote where you see 50-50.
Yeah, man. Just so you know, I work mainly in spaces where white is not the majority color. And I got to tell you, in the Dallas to Oklahoma area, the majority of black folks that I do get to work alongside and talk to on a daily basis are shockingly more for Trump, than I even thought. I was like, whoa. So, and it's more so, man. You can fool all the people some of the time, and some of the people all the time, but you cannot fool all the people all the time. We got bank accounts.
Do you watch Hotep's Been Told You? Do you watch Hotep's Been Told You?
Yeah. I didn't see last week's, but the one I love me some Uncle Hotep.
Usually that is a show about stereotypes. We make a whole bunch of blanket stereotypes, then bust them, right? But again, stereotypes.
But also, everything is done in a comedy way, not in a hateful. My whole basis is white people are this, and this is the basis of my argument. And if you challenge that, you're wrong.
And this is the last thing I'm going to say. That comes back to whose delivery do you like? Do you like Hotep Jesus, or do you like Sonny's? Because we were saying that yesterday. It's like Hotep Jesus' message doesn't change. His delivery does. So just because I bring it softer to white people, so Sonny's my litmus test for white people. Like, if you can't stomach Sonny, we might
No,
not.
I never said I couldn't
might,
stomach Sonny. I never said. I said I disagree with her on that point. She makes a lot of valid and relevant points.
But
just
like,
like
if
you,
that's,
man.
but
Just
like,
like
if
everybody
that's
in my life, there are people I like that I disagree with on a lot. My own wife, dude, my mother. I disagree with them on certain points, and we can talk about that.
But Sonny's
I think that's the beauty and the value of
but
Hotep Nation.
Sonny, but like Sonny's one of my litmus tests for like, did Sonny trigger this white person? All right, so they got some work to do before we can really begin to work. You know what I mean? They have some emotional work that they got to get through. And it doesn't necessarily have to do with race, just period. You have emotional work to do if Sonny bothers you in some way.
Well, so if I disagree with one of Sonny's
I got to
points,
take
and I
more
feel
phone
like,
calls though, Mike.
Okay.
Because I got what's name waiting for 20 minutes now. Can on this side. Listen, you're a Hotep Nation. Moral of the story is, do not let the chat bully you, man. Stand 10 toes down. Tell them, you know what you say next time? Kiss my white ass. And the chat will go, oh shit, Mike. See, that's the other thing. The chat is very black and very black culture, Mike. And black
that's
culture.
why I came on this. That's why I called in and I didn't run away.
But when you dealing with niggas, you cannot have thin skin. We are going. You know how they have this show called Roast?
Yo, come on, man.
Okay.
I was a professional comedian for almost 10 years, dude. I hosted tons of roast battles. I toured with Cat Williams, bro. I opened for Dave Chappelle.
Is that black?
Check my record.
Is the roast black or white culture?
Roast is definitely originally black culture.
Okay,
White people
originally.
Kinda, as they do most black culture things, kind of,
Right. So when you come in the chat and we're
talking Dick Gregory and Dolomite. You know what I mean?
But when you come in the chat and it's mostly black people and you're the minority, you should expect to get roasted. You should just expect it.
Absolutely.
And you should just snap back.
I'm not mad about that. My major concern is I love Hotep. I love the Hotep message.
Yeah.
I love the Hotep Nation.
Right.
I love the chat, even if they don't love me.
Yeah.
My concern is I feel like there's a blind spot here, and I just want it to be addressed. I just want to understand it. And I don't want to feel like a bad guy for asking the question.
Absolutely.
That's it.
Absolutely. We fixed it. Y'all gonna kiss and make up in the chat. I'm gonna switch over to K, make sure K good, and then we gonna end the show. I appreciate you.
All right, and I don't hate Sonny, okay? I'm not saying I hate Sonny. I disagree with her on a point.
Word.
That's it.
All right, man. We appreciate you, bro. Hotep and Bill, man.
Appreciate you. Hotep and Bill.
All right. K, you there?
Yes, I'm here. Yes, I'm still here.
Welcome back. We got about 5 minutes on the show here. I apologize. I just wanted to make sure Mike was good. Were you listening?
No, I wasn't able to listen, so I'm going to have to get the playback.
So everybody's going to kiss and make up in the Rumble chat. I basically told Mike, black culture is going to roast your ass. He should not have such thin skin. The internet is anarchy. He comes off as an insurgent because, he's talking about schools and we do homeschooling. But I think he has good intentions. He's got to be ready to be roasted.
He just has that poor minority criminal mentality.
Wait,
where
what?
he thinks, oh, these people need to be saved. And it's just like, that's the thing that really kind of irritated me. It's just like, we all need to be educated because we're all getting screwed over just like everybody else. And we need to come together. And if that means homeschooling, if that means educating everybody on what's going on with this government, if that means, you know what, the Department of Education, teachers, whatever government entity needs an overhaul, it needs an overhaul. Don't get mad about it. People are going to have different opinions.
Yeah, exactly. And I think, it's just a misunderstanding. It's just a little misunderstanding.
Yeah, but I'm sorry that this took up the the whole Grift Report's time.
I'm not upset. Anytime we could heal some wounds, it's always a good thing.
Yeah, that's true. And I also want to give a shout out to Cannon. Congratulations on the new member of your family.
Wait, what?
He got his new boomstick.
What the hell is that?
He got a new gun.
Oh, did he?
Yeah.
Oh shit. What'd he get?
I don't remember. He had it on.
Okay.
He was on yesterday, and he showed it yesterday. So I thought that was awesome. So I wanted to give Cannon a shout out.
I'm still over here trying to find attachments for my last one. He done moved on to another gun already. Damn. Yeah, I appreciate the call, Kay. Much love.
Yeah, so Hotep and Build.
Hotep and Build. Lord have mercy. We got family feuds. It's a grifty week, man. The energy is shifting on the earth. We got blue moons and planets in retrograde. What's the energy today? Today is the 29th. Oh, it's an 11 day. It's an 11 day. And what else is it? What's the totality of it all? Somebody do the math. Somebody tell me what the numerology today is. I see we definitely in the 8th month, so let's get money month according to Gary. Y'all wildin'. Where's Cannon? Cannon, call in, man. Cannon's probably gonna be the last call. Yo, the Grift Report, man. Anything can happen here, man. That's why you want to stay tuned in, bro. That's why you want to stay tuned in. Make sure you hit the like button. Hit the like button. Boost our popularity. You already know what time it is. Make sure you go get your brain booster. It's basically half off, 30% off. It's going to be additional 30% off with the coupon code on your screen. Use the QR code right there. It's going to apply it automatically a discount. This product has a unique blend of herbals and mushrooms, seeds and leaf, which is going to assist you with memory amplifiers, brain builders, energy boosters, mood enhancers, and of course gut health. So this is a 360-degree approach to brain boosting, improving neurological function, restoration of the brain, rejuvenation of said brain, bring youthfulness back to your brain so you get more done in the day, man. Productivity, you know. Need to grind out for a project, whatever it may be. But this is brain restoration right here. You know, Hotep's always going to have a herbal brain. That's like day one for a Hotep. It's not too many Hoteps you're going to run into that don't have an herbal brand. Mostly because it's just like essentials, right? Like usually when you start a business, you usually start with the essentials, right? Like soap, clothing, you know, the essentials, right? This is very important too, as far as building the economy, is to start with essentials. So this is one of those essential products, essential especially for biohacking, people that want to cheat life. You know, I always say if you ain't cheating, you ain't trying. And what's the name says this too, you know, in his course, big red pill influencer. He basically says that the biggest investment you can make is in yourself. A lot of people want to like, oh, what stock should I buy? You know, and what crypto should I buy? And what real estate should I buy? And it's just like, well, have you purchased anything that invested in yourself? You know, are you taking, you know, the right supplements, all natural supplements? Are you paying for a gym membership or purchasing workout equipment? You know, what investments are you making in yourself? Are you purchasing books, courses, et cetera, et cetera? That is one of the most important investments. You know what I'm saying? So if you want to start biohacking or you're into biohacking, go ahead, hit that QR code on the screen. It'll apply it automatically at checkout. Or you can hit the link in the description box below and apply it automatically at checkout. I'm Hotep Jesus. It's been a wonderful, fascinating stream today. I'm here every day at 2 p.m. Eastern time, and I can't wait to see you folks tomorrow for another episode of the Grift Report. Hotep and Bill.
Yeah, I can try to get that handled for you. Again, it's only my second day, so if you can give me a second, how I'm supposed to do this. How the hell are we supposed to do this by 5 o'clock?
I have no clue.
Is that possible? Hey, do you have the password to... How'd you finish all your work already?
He's not tapped in.
How'd you get that done so quick?
They think they're gonna be able to budget that?
It's money. That's money right there. You understand?
You guys finished your work 6 hours early?
He's not tapped in.